This is the first episode of our Beams GT86 build series. We find out in this video exactly why this is not a commonly done swap, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode.
What do you think, Sam?
FRS time. This is exciting. We gotta blow some more pine needles off of it. Pine needle collectors. It's the dead of winter and there's just pine needles everywhere, man.
This diff looks like it came out of Mark II Supra.
Oh yeah, that's crusty and old.
Yeah.
You're right, this looks awesome for an 80s Toyota.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it's pretty immaculate, but
These are really straight.
yeah, that's really good.
This thing has not seen like curbs and shit, so.
This thing has been to the dealer for 4 oil changes total, and
That's
then
for
an
sure.
engine blew.
What do you got there?
Engine. That is our shop beer fund, is what that is. Yeah, that's fancy headers, big cat,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be like probably at least a 24 pack of beer. Oh no, I got.
Look how much more empty it is in here.
I shouldn't have leaned over the front of the car. Look at this. Bruh.
That's some fucking really dark oil, hey?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I wonder why the engine blew.
There you go.
There we go.
Shaftless.
Okay.
You get it?
Wipe the tip. Oh yeah, it started dripping as soon as I. Dude, that is black as shit. There's nothing red about that anymore. No, I don't think that works.
Fuck, I mean, it looks pretty similar.
Should we see if this one goes in the other one?
Yeah, let's try that.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Whoa. You got the heavy side though.
Nice.
Nice.
Wasn't bad.
Who needs transmission jack?
Blanket, garbage.
Trunk loot.
Trunk loot.
Lots of garbage in here. Lots of mold.
Foam, garbage.
Yeah.
This is good value, to be honest.
What do we got here?
Piss.
Yeah.
Bolts.
Yeah.
Map sensor.
Goodies.
Alternator. I'll give you a real good deal on this belt. Dude, there's like storage wars.
Yeah.
Intake tube. Oh, that's at least $5. We're already making money. Dude, first aid kit? Oh, no, just Band-Aids. Engine mount?
Oh, yeah.
We should keep this.
Yeah, we obliterated one of those. Yeah. Box with no bottom. Oh, yogurt.
Bottomless. Oh, yeah, so we've pulled out the transmission, the exhaust, got center console out, the shifter out, got all that stuff done. And now we're gonna rip the harness off of this engine here, kind of tidy it up. We also realized this car has electric power steering, which means we don't need this power steering pump or this AC compressor or any of the shit that's on this side of the engine that's plugging things up. So that'll simplify things a bunch. So we're gonna take all that stuff off and then see how this fits in there. See if it's gonna work out height-wise and all that stuff, because we don't really know for sure if this is gonna work.
Yeah.
The swap's been done before, but most people don't lower their cars, or at least the way that we do, so.
This should look pretty tidy. I mean, we're pretty much only gonna have an alternator on this motor, and the bay is gonna have basically nothing. We've ripped out the AC so far. ABS will go. Our harness will be rerouted here.
I can come down a little bit. So I think we should pull it out.
Yeah.
I think we should also just try this with just a motor first, and then figure out the transmission shit after, maybe.
It's FRS time. At this point in the video, you've probably seen some cell phone footage of it coming into the shop, Altezza leaving the shop, and the automatic transmission being pulled out of this car. Right now, we're just in strip mode, just to simplify this thing and clean things up, because the interior is kind of nasty. Window was left open on this car for a long time, so it's kind of mold town in here. Well, first we gotta remove everything air conditioning related, because I don't think we're gonna ever run AC in this car ever again, and then we gotta figure out how we're gonna use the heater.
Sam was talking online with someone who's already done the swap, and they said where the heater core goes into right there will not fit with the engine. So that's got to come out and probably get relocated somewhere here or here.
Look at that. Lightweight flywheel, single mass, because these things factory come with a dual mass and it feels like shit. And we would have had to buy some sort of aftermarket flywheel to make this thing feel good, but we don't have to because it's already in here. So that's like a huge savings.
That saves us like 600 bucks.
Yeah.
It's really good.
We just paid 600 bucks.
We're pulling the dash out of the car right now, and we haven't really done a great job filming that because we're just trying to figure out how to do it as we go. I'm actually like watching a YouTube video on my phone and just running tools back and forth while Dylan and Reed fiddle with things in here. So we've got most of the main parts out so far, but yeah, basically we've got to get the gauge cluster out, and then once that's done, hopefully we can release the whole dash. But for now, we've got like kick panels and door trim and the HVAC control and the radio and speaker covers and all this stuff out. These modern cars have so much stuff in them. There's a lot more steps to pulling the dash out of a car like this than there is like Dylan's Supra.
We'll just sand it down to nothing.
We got a dash, whole dash. Look at that. Look at the pile of parts over here. Dash out.
How does this shit come apart? Sam, your turn.
Austin helped me mangle this thing out. So we got that dash bar out, we got the HVAC control out. It's back in place right now, so we're trying to see what that looks like, but we pulled this guy out. This here heater core. This is gonna be for Dylan's next spec. We're gonna put this on his car actually. But,
Yeah, good exhaust tips.
yeah. This came out of the firewall like this. Instead of having this come right out of the firewall, we're gonna cut this somewhere around here. We're not 100% sure what will connect to that yet, but that'll essentially just run behind here. We're gonna get rid of this AC unit here and come all straight out and pop right out of here. That'll let us like tuck the motor like way further back the firewall too. We're gonna have heater. We're that cool.
That would suck ass.
Yeah, that would
Just
suck.
start raining and shit and your windows get all fogged up. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do?
The worst car for Pacific Northwest ever. All the sound deadening on the firewall to weld those holes shut.
Perfect. That looks crazy in there. Okay, gonna drill the spot welds on this like strut brace thing and then rip that out because that's in the way of where the engine's gonna go.
Gone, deleted.
You're stronger than me, dude.
Nah, you. It's like a jar of pickles. You did all the work.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Look at that.
All right, we are working on the GT86 again today. The guys are bringing it in behind me right now. I should probably go help them out with it, but we are gonna get started finishing up the firewall today.
So last time Alex got this cleaned up for us while I was sitting outside. So we're ready to do some welding today. We're gonna seal this up, fix some holes here. We're gonna fit up our fittings here. That's where our heater core lines are gonna run through in behind here.
Putting a 3S in this car is very different from putting the boxer engine that would have been in here in it. The 3S sits really far back. Like the engine actually comes very, very close to the firewall, which is the reason why we have to modify the firewall and change where the heater hoses run out from, because if we tried running it out of the factory location, there would just simply be no space at all. This part that the guys are unboxing for us to show you is a modified water neck from SQ. And it's essentially designed just to be slimmer as it sits on the back of the engine, giving us a lot more space for how we position the engine in the back of the bay. Not sponsored, but if you are putting a 3S in a car that didn't come with a 3S, odds are you need this thing. So SQ Engineering, dude in Australia that has kind of cracked the code on making these parts for making engine swaps a little bit easier.
Apparently he's bored and he loves the packaging department.
This guy clearly does not want his shit getting broken by couriers.
Originally, heater lines come up over the valve cover. Our firewall is totally in the way of any of that. That means that with this bung, we can run the heater line exactly that direction. And then this heater line comes off of this pipe, which means we can cap that there, cut this pipe and have it come off there. So we'll have both of our heater lines coming off parallel, which would go straight to those fittings that we're putting in the firewall.
All right, so Dylan, Reed, and I got all this steel prepped up here. Both plugs are ready to be welded in. The metal's cleaned up, and we are gonna start by laying some tacks around each piece to make sure it lines up straight. We'll tap it in if we need to keep it all aligned. And we're gonna use the air hose like usual just to make sure we keep some of the dispersion down for the heat and make sure everything stays straight. All right, so no more holes, nice and smooth, blended, no AC, no heat, lots of clearance, good to go. Now we just have to decide where our holes are gonna be here on the left, just to see where we're gonna take out our heater lines, and we'll be good to mock up the motor. We're gonna put this in there. Nelson's gonna deadlift this in there for us.
Dude, I went to the ER the other day, 9 hours for a shot in my arm.
Dude, you're picking it up, dude.
Nah, bro, that's crazy.
You can't deadlift.
$2 an hour working at Checkpoint? Come on.
Dude, you guys won't even pay me.
We pay you in pizza. Come on.
Yeah, actually, I got a gift for Reed, but he has to pull up.
It's so quiet.
There you go, a little more. That's where it's gonna be sitting, right?
That might be all she wrote. Whatever the hell they make charcoal out of here. Like plastic bottles.
So we got these bulkhead connectors, or bulkhead fittings for the water line. They're like AN. And that's the heater box. So the heater box kind of goes in the car like that. The heater lines are gonna come out this way and then to this bulkhead connector, which will be somewhere around
there, yeah.
here-ish. That's gonna be right here on the firewall. So we've marked all the holes. We're gonna drill some holes in there. And then these are gonna go in there and go straight across the firewall. Okay, I just gotta rotate that. I can barely get in here without moving.
We're back.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, we did at least 1 week, no work. We finally got our firewall painted up. So we touched up the strut towers because we removed those supports for the brace that goes across here. We got our holes done here, our bulkhead fittings, and this is all sealed up and painted, so it's good to go. Today we're gonna try and get the heater core, the lines, and the HVAC box in for good, so we put the interior back together. Yeah, this has been a really big speed bump for this, and I think after this it should be pretty smooth sailing.
It did come out really good, actually. It looks good.
We used the wrong primer. We used like a darker primer, so it looks a little bit darker, but
Whatever.
shiny. So look how sparkly that is. Yeah, they're both like pretty stout now. No, this has to be front forward facing. It goes this way. Oh, and then it goes like this.
Yeah. There's our fittings. So.
Look good!
One thing I love about this car, Scion just made this such a nice place to be.
The office.
There's such a narrow window for us to look at. Oh.
All right, George Lucas, have a fucking world with that.
Yeah, good luck with this. Fittings are way the hell in there. Well, I'm just looking at like how long they need to be in relation to all of this, and we can kind of just guess. This fucking heater box is fucked. It's making all kinds of crazy noises. It's kind of janky. We don't have a bead roller for this, so we're gooping it. If you were trying to get these on Marketplace, too bad.
Yeah.
But if you want them still, let me know.
I'm interested.
Yeah, big metal pile.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. So bad. Well, dude, Nelson was standing here like this.
Oh.
How could I not hit him? He was standing here like this. I'm sorry, Nelson. I didn't mean to hurt you. That's the hoses. We'll see if this thing fits. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, easy.
That's gorgeous. We can start swapping the engine now. That's such a crazy custom addition to do to a car.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, I think so. I'll get back to you on that. Everything's in. Logan has very vigilantly put this dash back together, sort of, with the bar. So he's steering again. Ooh, he's fighting the wires. We got like pretty much a perfect 120-degree difference there to wrap around this here for our heater lines to go parallel with the wall. And just so happens that they sell fittings like that.
Should we get blue online? Blue fitting online? Because we got time. Blue.
Blue.
But
Blue.
That's blue. Everything blue. Earl's blue.
See what I can do, yeah.
Spider-Man blue.
Blue.
Next is test fit motor, and then play with these motor mounts, see what kind of clearance we can get.
Man, this is really tight. Okay, yeah, we're basically sway bar out. We're like over an inch away from clearing.
We're fighting a clearance issue in the tunnel. We gotta reevaluate what's going on in there and maybe hit with a grinder. We'll see. So we're hitting the top part of that structure there. Gotta chop this here.
Lift it up till it hits the top. There you go. Swap's done.
Finished.
All
Running.
done.
Engine in.
It's just sitting on the crossmember right now. There's no motor mounts. It's just in there. Ideally, we're looking for a straight line between here and here. We're hoping that the oil pan is above this height. So we don't have too much higher to go.
There's no motor mounts in there right now anyway, so.
Yeah, it's sitting on the crossmember. Well, we made a transmission crossmember. Just got a piece of channel bent up and then got all the holes drilled. And hopefully it should line up. I bolted it in without the transmission in place earlier. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna grab the impact.
Ooh.
Yeah, these are ITBs by Panic Made. They're a company in Oregon. They do a bunch of stuff for beams. So yeah, they do wiring harnesses, ECUs, all kinds of tuning, and ITB kits. So yeah, pretty excited to see how this looks on there. Even more excited to hear what it sounds like.
Seems like a good time to talk a little bit about Panic Made. They're from Portland, Oregon, which isn't that far from us, and they are some super, super cool guys. And in a lot of ways, they've really pioneered what's possible with the 3S beams. We reached out to them right when we started this project, and they were super on board and decided that they wanted to be a part of it. So from that, they have helped us understand some of the do's and don'ts of swapping this engine into that car. And they managed to scrounge together everything they needed to put together a set of ITBs for us. Because we felt like putting this engine in that car without ITBs would have been a huge disservice. This was kind of a non-negotiable for us because we really think that putting independent throttle bodies on a 3S is like just about the coolest thing that you can do with this engine. And yeah, they were able to get these for us. And once we have the engine in its home, in the engine bay, then we're gonna start figuring out what we need to do from a wiring standpoint. But our ultimate plan is to run one of their full harnesses as well as one of the Link ECUs.
This is the original water neck. You can see it sticks out quite a bit farther than the SQ one, which is much slimmer. That's our kind of thickness comparison. I'll flip this around, or how much space we're saving.
Which is crazy.
By switching to this. We'll ditch this thing, and I think if we modify this pipe, we'll get even more.
Reed asked me for a 9-foot extension. He's actually getting 9 feet today.
I don't need that much.
You said 9 feet, buddy.
And then I said by 9 feet, I actually meant like 2 feet.
Be careful with your words.
Hang on. All right, you go that end first.
All right.
Hell yeah, we got it. I believe so.
Double this one.
Oh, there it goes.
All right, let's put it back up.
Look at your weight.
All right.
Lovely.
What we did not.
What the fuck? All All right, now we're wide.
Very cool sounding oil pan, not so cool looking oil pan. So common problem with beam swaps is that this part of the oil pan will contact the steering rack or sway bar. On this car, it's even worse. The sway bar hangs behind the steering rack. So in order for us to get the engine sitting down in there, we have to notch the oil pan where this is kind of bulged out here. But fortunately, there's no oil being held in here. This is all just open dead space.
Right.
So we can just cut this whole section straight off, notch this out, and then we have a normal oil pan where it's just flat. Fucking veins popping right now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get the camera away from me.
Everything's ready for the motor to go in. So we got this thing up high and center, and it's gonna go down, and it's gonna fit perfect.
I like pushing this. Because this engine's so tall, and we want to get it up as high as possible, we're gonna have to trim this this hood webbing out, because this is hitting the valve cover. So we're gonna use this new Carlisle die grinder, see how it works, and cut out the webbing here and here, and that should give us lots of room for that engine to come up nice and high.
Yeah, we got all these tools supplied to us by NAPA, who's our sponsor for the channel this year. They got us a bunch of different parts that we're gonna be using as we're putting this all together, but they also got us Carlisle tools that we can use for working on the car as well. So we got the straight die grinder. We also have a 90-degree die grinder from them as well. So far we've been pretty impressed with them. And it's kind of the perfect tool for cutting into a hood like this, just because of its size. Like it's super easy to control, way easier to make a precise cut. And when you're cutting something like the bottom side of a hood, you definitely want to make sure that you are you're in complete control of the tool, because one small mistake and all of a sudden you're going to be doing body work.
Sam just cut these off. These are the factory motor mount brackets that are welded to the cross member, so those go like right there.
Yeah.
And so Sam just cut those off, and now we're gonna build our own mounts that are gonna come out here. This is gonna weld on right here. Then we've got IS300 motor mount, and that will sit something like that through this bracket and just bolt right in like factory.
Easy.
Should be pretty cool.
It's Reed's birthday today.
It's my birthday, and what a better thing to be doing than working on cars with my best friends.
Yep.
If it's your birthday, you should work on cars with your best friends. We set up the angle of the engine with these two floor jacks so we can wiggle it, like change the angle of it. We've measured the crank pulley bolt from between the frame rails to make sure it's dead center. We've checked the hood clearance, so right now at this height, it's just barely touching the hood, and we're hoping that once we let the weight of the engine onto the engine mount rubbers, it'll drop down and clear the hood.
We're just kind of like using it to like check the level up here, like what's going on with this.
So these are the engine mount brackets. Super simple, Sam cut them out, they look really good. Yeah, so they got slots in them because these studs come out on an angle. So if we didn't make it oversized, then Nelson. So yeah, we made this slot bigger than the studs because they're on an angle. So if you were to drop it down and it was the exact right size, they won't go through and they'll rip in half like the old ones on the Altezza.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna burn these things in and see how it goes.
That won't make.
Engine mounts are welded in.
Nice.
We're about to check the hood clearance. Oil pan is above the crossmember. Hopefully the hood still closes, because we definitely want to keep this cover because it looks cool. Beams without this cover, very ugly, thumbs down. Let's see if it fits under the bolt. So this is our hood clearance. This is still gonna bolt down, but it's very close, but it clears. So our cut hood ribbing worked out. Beams mounted as good as it can be. This is such a milestone.
Yeah, it's fucking in.
It's bolted in. Now we just gotta like fix all the things we need to on the engine and figure out wiring and plumb it up. But this car needs money and things put together. And yeah, I guess exhaust is gonna be a pain, but.
That was pretty good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was a birthday shake right there.
That was a fucking,
Well, there you have it. Another episode on our GT86 build is done. Engine is in, transmission is in, it's all mounted the way we wanted it to, and now our next step is to get our harness and our computer ordered from Panic. While we do that, we're gonna reseal the engine, do some necessary but long overdue maintenance on that poor little beams, and then once all that stuff arrives and the engine's resealed, it's gonna be all about making it work. You might be wondering why we haven't done anything aesthetic to the car yet, and that's just because we've been really committed to getting this car to function mechanically first. Once the beams is in, it's turnkey, the car runs and drives, we can take it up and down the block, then we're gonna dig into the car aesthetically. But for now, we're just super committed to making this a good driving, good running car. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Excited to share more episodes of this build series with you. If you're looking for a way to support us, make sure you leave a comment, hit like, make sure you're subscribed, or check out our store at www.shopcheckpoint.com. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.